The Honorable Gitari will lay the papers on the behalf of the chairperson of the Committee on Lands, I think. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Speaker, I beg through the following paper on the table of the House, today the 15th August 2024. Report of the Departmental Committee on Lands on its consideration of the Land Control Bill, National Assembly Bill 39 of 2023.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
This order, you got 3 members with the notice of motion. The member for Nairobi, are you ready? Honorable Mwenje, allow the member for Nairobi to be ready for this. Honorable Pasaris, are you ready to? Okay. The chairperson of Trade Industry Committee. Okay. The Honorable Haika, you have a notice to give. Go ahead.
Thank you, Speaker. I beg to give notice to the following motion, that the House adopt the report of Diaspora and Migrant Workers Committee on the inquiry into the role and conduct of private employment agencies and recruitment of migrant workers and placement of students abroad, laid on the table on the House on Thursday today, 15th August 2024. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Pasari, do you not have the notice with you? The Honorable Pasaris, do you have the notice with you, or we need to give you more time?
1 more minute. It's actually coming down. Sorry, sir.
Okay. The Honorable Minority Whip, you are recognized and welcome to the House this afternoon. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for recognizing me. And Mr. Speaker, I just have 2 issues that I wish to raise. One which is relating to what you have just said, Honorable Minority Whip. I would like to seek the guidance of the House, of the leadership of the House, as to my correct title. Okay. Whether I am broad-based whip or whether I am the main whip. I know there are only 2, broad-based and main. So I think I am the main one, so if you could just ask the House to be acknowledging me as the main whip.
The Honorable Millie.
Yes.
You are quite okay, but could we finish? Because we are in the middle of order number 6. And nothing is out of order with order number 6. So let's deal with that, then we come to you. Honorable Pasaris, this is your chance.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for your indulgence and my apologies. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice on the following motion, that aware that Article 43.1, as read together with Article 53.1b of the Constitution, provides that every person has the right to education and enshrines the right of every child to free and compulsory basic education. Further aware that the Kenya Vision 2030 identifies education as a crucial component for transforming the country into a globally competitive nation. Appreciating that bursaries play a vital role in supplementing funding for enhancing access to education, particularly for students from disadvantaged backgrounds, and contributes to the realization of universal basic education. Noting that various education bursaries exist in the country, including ward-based level bursaries, county government bursaries, National Government Constituency Development Fund, NGCDF, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, NGAF, and the Presidential Secondary School Bursaries, PSSB, further noting that the evolution of bursary schemes from centralized to community-based administrations aimed to enhance educational access, equity, and responsiveness to local needs concerned that despite these efforts, the current bursary system faces numerous challenges, including lack of standardized and transparent selection criteria, delay in disbursement of funds, and insufficient coverage of education costs, leading to gaps of support. Further concerned that these challenges have resulted in persistent disparities in education access, increased dropout rates, particularly in secondary schools due to financial constraints, and strain on household incomes as families struggle to meet educational expenses not covered by bursaries. Acknowledging that the implementation of community-based bursary schemes has not fully achieved its intended objective, hence the need to reevaluate those current bursary systems with a view to ensuring equitable and free access to quality education for all students. Cognizant that the duty of the government to provide free basic education can be best achieved by consolidating education funds and directly remitting to public schools. Now, therefore, this House urges that the government, through the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with various stakeholders, undertakes a comprehensive overhaul of the educational bursary systems with a view to collapsing all bursary schemes and allocating funds to the State Department of Education for provision of free basic education through capitation to be directly remitted to schools. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Before I listen to Millie, Honorable Millie, I would like to reorganize the order paper so that we do order 8 and 9, then we come back and listen to Honorable Millie, and then go to order number 7.
Order number 8, motion. Appointment of a firm to provide external audit services to the Office of the Auditor General. Question to be put.
Honorable members, debate on this motion had been concluded. I therefore put the question that this House adopt the report of Public Accounts Committee on the procurement of external audit services for the Office of the Auditor General for the financial years 2022-2023, 2023-2024, and 2024-2025, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 14th August 2024, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 226, Sub 4 of the Constitution, and Section 43 of the Public Audit Act, Cap 412B, appoint Messrs. PKF Kenya LLP for purposes of providing external audit services to the Office of the Auditor General, that is the OAG, with respect to 1, the accounts of the Office of the Auditor General for the period 2022-2023, 2023-2024, and 2024-2025, and 2, the financial statements for the staff mortgage and car loan scheme of the Office of the Auditor General for the financial years 2022-2023, 2023-2024, and 2024-2025. Will as many of the opinions say aye? Will as many of the court of opinions say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 9, the Kenya Revenue Amendment Bill, Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 35 of 2024, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to amend the Kenya Revenue Authority Act.
Thank you.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable Miller, this is your chance now to say what you wanted to say at that time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. And Mr. Speaker, before I raise the issue that was of concern to me, I just wanted to indicate that I might have bouts of interruptions because I'm coughing a little, and I think that there is an outbreak of influenza in the country, and the Ministry of Health needs to tell the public that there is a problem and that there is a way that we need to manage it. Because I put it on my Facebook and everybody is commenting, and because there's no proper way of management, it's becoming a challenge. It's not a problem if you have a problem in the country, you just need to find better way of managing. That was, by the way, Mr. Speaker. But my main, I told you, Mr. Speaker, I have two main concerns. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to have a ruling from your side.
The Honorable Pukosa is saying you should have a mask as part of the management of this process. But
yes, I agree. If I can be provided with one, I'll be very happy.
Okay, then
though I'm at the tail end of it.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, if I can be provided with one. Mr. Speaker, and I hope the House is well equipped as part of that management, that they should be having masks at all times.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, you know, and I want to thank all the members who supported my position as a minority whip, even though I wanted to be minority leader, but I'm glad that I occupied the seat of minority leadership because then it allowed me to be a whip. And I want to encourage all the young women, Angukanayo, that is how you get seats. They are never given, you grab. And Mr. Speaker, the only thing I'd wanted you to clarify is that since then, there has been an issue about broad-based. And so I came in as a minority whip, but I'm seeing that there's a broad-based things. Within the broad-based concept, can Honorable Soro be called the broad-based whip and be the main whip? So that for purposes of clarity, we have Honorable Soro as the broad-based whip and me as the main whip. That was my first concern. The second issue I wanted to raise, Mr. Speaker, is that I've sat here at the position of minority whip. And I don't know who was sitting here, because you know nowadays we have a digital parliament. And the Gen Zs have really taken us speedy. And there could be a Gen Z up here taking a screenshot. And what I found here is a profile of my good friend and brother, Honorable Moses Kuria. Somebody might just interpret that I've come to be whipped to harass my good brother Moses Kuria. Could I please know who was sitting here and what interest they have in Honorable Moses Kuria? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much. I hope you're going to be provided with a mask. And so, because what is outside of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, Honorable Millie, the minority whip said that we have cases of influenza and there is no treatment or proper treatment. I think there are guidelines by the Ministry of Health about being given administration of influenza vaccine, which is given to those who are over 50 years and also those who have other underlying conditions. We also have pneumonia vaccine that is also given for the same age bracket and also for children. So I think there are guidelines that are available. I know you are 20. There are guidelines that are provided, and for Kenyans outside there, they should be able to approach their medical doctor or go to the hospital so that we don't have people saying that there is influenza and there might be no treatment. I think that is important to the public, that they know that there is treatment and they can be assisted in any hospital.
Thank you. No, there was no debate about what you said. Honorable Mwenje, you have a last thing on this?
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to be the first, I think, to congratulate the Honorable Millie on her appointment as the minority whip. Honorable Speaker, I have to get used to having a handbag now next to me here. You know, usually we've just been men here, so clearly the scenery on this side has changed for the better. Honorable Speaker, but I also want to support Honorable Millie's issue that she's the substantive whip and we have Osoro who's the broad-based whip. And we need to understand what this broad-based whip will be doing. Okay. I don't know where he is today, but Honorable Speaker, you need to give a ruling as the minority, the substantive whip of the House has indicated. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. Now, the Honorable Nyamai, you want to say something on this?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Just a minute. The minority whip, it is not the way it's done. You take your seat, Honorable Millie. This is not the way it's done. You're going to learn that once you speak, you allow others to also have their say. If there's a need for clarification, we'll come back to you. Now that you have a mask. Go ahead, Honorable Nyamai, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Obviously, Honorable Speaker, first of all, thank you for giving me a chance to comment on this matter. And Mr. Speaker, the House is excited, obviously, about this position of our senior, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, the main whip. Mr. Speaker, I was just looking at the standing orders, and this is in standing order number 20. And I remember the leadership on the side where the Honorable Millie is and where I am also seated, has been working on the matter of making sure that the Honorable Millie sits in that position. And she just told us that, in quotes, Mr. Speaker, alianguka nayo. And she has advised us, all we need to do, those who follow her, we just anguka nayo, anguka nayo, anguka nayo. Mr. Speaker, is that the way to go? Do we lobby? Or we just wait until they slumber a bit and then we anguka nayo, the way Honorable Millie did? I really congratulate her, but I want to know, Mr. Speaker, please guide us. Will we follow what the Honorable Millie has told us, or will follow the standing orders? Because there is something, Honorable Speaker, which I also want to anguka nayo. So which direction do I take, Mr. Speaker?
Honorable Mayaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, first of all, allow me, as a mentee of the Honorable Millie, to congratulate her on the new position, which we are very proud as, especially the women in this parliament, because now we have two of our outstanding ranking members who are women as part of the House leadership, and for us it's a moment of pride. But also, in terms of the broad-based government of national unity, I don't even know the right times, but Honorable Speaker, we are operating in extraordinary times in this country. And so Honorable Millie is very right in seeking directions on this matter, so that we can know how do we treat her and Osoro, who is the broad-based whip and who is the substantive whip in the House. Honorable Speaker, as I finish, I just want to tell the Honorable Rachel Nyamai, I know she's our ranking member, but you know, when we are dancing that anguka nayo, we do it in italics. You don't fall like you're falling in water. You slide as you're falling. I thank you.
I didn't see you slide, though. Honorable Naomi Wako.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. May I also take the same opportunity to congratulate our senior Honorable Millie for the seat that she's occupying, and she seems to be occupying it fully. We are all proud of you as women in leadership. We congratulated you. We are all proud of you. And I'm happy that I have a colleague now that we can relate to. Just to add on to that, Honorable Speaker, Osoro is our Honorable Osoro is the majority chief whip, and you are the minority whip. And I know I am not the speaker, but I'm speaking on behalf of my colleagues. So
the Honorable Naomi Wako will be listened to like others.
Yes. The standing order says that. The standing orders recognizes that, and we serve in those capacities. That is being supported by our standing orders. So Honorable Osoro remains the majority chief whip, and Honorable Millie is the minority whip. Thank you.
Honorable Jan Kihara. Honorable Jan Kihara, all of you are on a point of order. So you just have to.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you for this time.
This matter is so simple.
To congratulate my sister for that position of minority whip.
Correct.
I remember Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga saying that it is not a coalition. He didn't enter into a coalition. Now that they are not in a coalition, I think we just stay where we are so that we have the majority chief whip as Honorable Soro and my sister. And you know how I love you, you know how I support you. Just remain as a minority whip. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to join my colleagues in congratulating Honorable Millie for this important appointment. Honorable Speaker, if actually parties have respect for seniority, Honorable Millie would have been sitting there many, many years ago because she has all what it takes to sit there. But we know what happens with most of our parties. So I want to congratulate Honorable Millie, and you know I'm a very strong supporter of yours, so you can count on me as you push and anguka na watu. Then, Honorable Speaker, on the other side of it, Honorable Speaker, I think the matter being raised by Honorable Millie is a very important matter. And this is what you should consider, Honorable Speaker. What Honorable Millie is saying is from where Honorable Osoro sits, Osoro should be the broad-based government whip. And then she becomes the main whip. I think in simple terms, she's telling you, both sides of the house, we have one leg that side and another leg this side. So, Honorable Speaker, as you give your direction, it will be very important to determine, do we have legs on both sides? Because if you have legs on both sides, then it becomes a more serious matter than we are taking it.
Thank you.
And that's what, Honorable Speaker, I request you, I humbly request you,
thank you,
to put a bit of thinking into this issue and take time, don't rush to it.
Thank you.
So that your determination might change a few other things. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, going forward, I'll give 2 more, but 1 minute each. Member for Busia. Okay. Member for Busia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My both legs are on this side to start with. I just want to correct the honorable member.
You didn't talk about your legs.
And Millie did not say that she is the broad-based whip either. And my legs are here, both of them. And also, it is not good to mislead the public. The matter of minority and majority is still at court. So we might be sitting here and we are supposed to sit there. So let us not discuss that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The member for NBS.
Honorable Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Honorable Millie Odhiambo Mapona for being nominated as the minority whip. It's not just, I wouldn't say that it's a recognition of women. I think it's a recognition of her capacity because she does not represent women here. She is a constituency member of parliament who stood against men and other women and won. So she represents her constituency by all rights and therefore representing the minority side by all right. And I think credit goes to Baba for recognizing her contribution in this house and in the country. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I'm one person who is very excited to see Millie move so many laws from the back to the front. She has been one of the persons that I've always listened to since I came to this parliament. And I have benefited a lot, particularly when it comes to various bills that have come to this house. Very rarely would you hear her taking some issues or making some statement which are running away from our responsibility as a member of our constituency. I want to congratulate you. The only thing I'll ask you please. The other side of Meli is a bit of activism. Now you're in the leadership. So please try as much as you can so that now, because we are looking at you as now as...
Honorable Murugara.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me congratulate Millie, great lady who is now the whip from the minority side. I think you deserve it in no ways. You've contributed a lot to this house and the country, and we will cherish as you continue to serve us.
Thank you.
As regards our position, the term broad-based government, and the word government is a term of art. It refers to the executive. It does not refer to this house at all. So the position remains what has always been prevalent here. We have the majority side and the minority side, and the positions of leadership remain as they have always been.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance so that I first of all congratulate our senior here, Honorable Mary Odhiambo. Thank you so much for portraying your capacity to carry out the task that you are given. But Mr. Speaker, if it were not for just getting this time to debate a point that already has an answer, I want to say, and I want to support my colleague here, that the issue of broad-based is a word that came, or a statement that came from the executive. It has no legal basis when it comes to our parliamentary work that we are supposed to do. So, Mr. Speaker, to me, it is within the standing orders that we have the majority whip and the minority side. And therefore, my dear sister and colleague, continue being the minority whip.
Thank you. The member for Nambale. 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to thank Honorable Millie for the chance to serve as the whip in this house. But Honorable Speaker, having listened to all the speakers who have said, who have contributed on this particular debate, and considering the position where I sit personally, or the position I am in this particular parliament as an independent, we have heard that we have majority whip, we have broad-based whip, and now as independents, Mr. Speaker, please consider us and also give us a whip. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Member for Kabuchai.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think Kabuchai cannot be left out in congratulating Honorable Millie in her new capacity. We know, Mr. Speaker, that she's equal to the task of carrying the responsibility of that position, Mr. Speaker. And, Mr. Speaker, I've had a lot of respect for her. Before I became a member of parliament, while at home I've been watching her as she carries on all her political duties in this house. I believe, Mr. Speaker, that she can do that. And, Mr. Speaker, about regarding her and Honorable Soro, I think the House can make a timetable, Mr. Speaker, who becomes chief which week and which week they can share positions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. No. Member for Elders.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
I mean, I've just given 5 this side, so you can be sure we're going to get 5 this side. So call your horses.
And I hope you will consider the time. Mr.
1 minute each.
Allow me to congratulate Honorable Millie. Honorable Millie, as ranking member, has also been our chair as parliamentarians for global action. And I want to appreciate Millie as an astute, very pragmatic, and a quintessential debater and leader. And that's one thing that ODM has just realized, belated though. Mr. Speaker, that being the case, Standing Order 106, as read with Standing Order 19A, clearly refers to whether these issues are relevant, and 2, the issue of minority and majority is clearly spelled out on the Standing Order. So will I be right to say that we are debating something that is extremely ought to have been discussed outside this house.
Thank you.
And secondly, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Naomi Wako clearly said this, and she was not given an opportunity. Actually, what she said is what we are debating. And therefore, the issue of broad-based government is a rumor in this house.
Thank you.
Is a rumor that can only be attributed to outside. As parliamentarians, the structure still remains minority.
Thank you. Member for Bumula.
Indeed, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Millie is one of the outstanding debaters in this House. She's a person I've admired for very many years, even before I joined this House. She's a friend I've known for some time. We share common friends. Yeah, I've admired her debating skills. And I think, though belatedly, I think our minority party has done the right thing. And I have a lot of faith that Millie Odhiambo is going to steer our coalition to greater heights. In terms of Millie and Osoro, if you gave me these two, honestly, it's not rocket science. You put Millie Odhiambo here, you put Osoro here, who is the best? Clearly, Millie Odhiambo stands out, and you cannot even debate that.
Thank you. The Honorable Major Bashir.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Honorable Millie. Honorable Millie is also a ranking member in the Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Affairs Committee, and I can attest to that she's equal to the task, and she's a performer. And I want to tell her that the sky is the limit, and to continue. On matters of minority majority, we follow the standing orders, which is very, very clear. I talked about minority side and majority side. Anything outside the standing order is something that we can discuss outside this House. So I think let us congratulate Millie as the minority chief whip, and welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, I think the Honorable Millie needed recognition as the minority whip. And I think we've done enough of that, not so. We needed to congratulate Millie, we've done so, and I think the matter should rest there. As far as standing order number 20 is concerned, if there are two people who people assume are married, but they all insist they are not married, why do you insist that they are married when they are saying they are not married? I mean, we had BBI, now we had BBG, but like the Honorable Adan has said, all that is rumors. This House was guided by the Speaker on the 7th of August, which is last week, on the leadership of the minority side. And I refer you to Communication number 41 of 2024 that was delivered last week by the Honorable Speaker about the minority side appointing the Honorable Junet and the Honorable Millie as the minority leader and minority whip respectively. That is the order of leadership in the minority, and that remains the law and the position. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
All members, I have members who have questions and statements. I will start with just request that you be alert. We start with the member for Manyata. Just hold on. Members who are requesting statements, we start with the member for Kandara, the Honorable Chege Njuguna, MP. You can use the mic next to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement on the appointment and conduct of the chairperson of Betting Control and Licensing Board. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the appointment and conduct of the chairperson of Betting Control and Licensing Board, one Mrs. Jane Muikari Makau. Honorable Speaker, Mrs. Jane Muikari Makau was appointed as the chairperson of the Betting Control and Licensing Board on 20th December 2022. She also served as the director of the National Water Harvesting and Storage Authority and also as the chairperson of the Strategy, Technical and Business Development Committee for the same board. Honorable Speaker, her appointment is in contravention of a court ruling in the Employment and Labor Relations Court, Course number 3 of 2022, where the court held that a person serving as a full-time public officer is not eligible to serve in any other public office. Further, the spouse to one Miss Jane Muikari, Apostle Dr. Karis Owanze, Tommy, was charged on 14th April 2023 with defrauding a Korean businessman of Kenya shillings 54 million in a fake gold transaction. The relation raises questions as to the conduct of the chairperson. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Article 10 of the Constitution, all persons, including state officers and public officers, are bound by the national values and principles of governance as per the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, on 22nd February 2024, were accompanying Mr. Fred Afune, Director of Priaco Technology Limited, trading as Shabiki.com, to an official round of water tanks in Makwiny County. Mrs. Jane Muikari, in her speech, Honorable Speaker, lauded the move and invited other betting companies to emulate the same gesture. Honorable Speaker, her action not only amounts to conflict of interest, but also contravenes the Constitution. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, noting that the Finance Action Task Force, the global anti-money laundering watchdog, recently included Kenya on the list of grey-listed countries. There is anxiety that a number of people may use gambling as a means of laundering money, thereby jeopardizing the economy of the country. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Honorable Speaker, number one, could the Minister of Interior and National Administration expound on the measures being, if any, taken to address the appointment of the chairperson, which is in contravention of the court ruling in course number 3 of 2022. Honorable Speaker, number two, could the Ministry provide the mechanisms put in place to avert cases of conflict of interest in the board? I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, because of the number of requests today, we will not allow members to comment on those requests. The next member who has a request is the member for North Hor, the Honorable Ade Wario. Sorry. The Honorable Raso. Before we move to member for North Hor, this is direct to your committee.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I heard what my honorable colleague has presented as a statement. It borders on a civil case, but also it talks about court ruling. I think as a committee we will have to sit first of all, but we will also not delay. We will dispatch it to the ministry, and then we'll give the House feedback as soon as we come from the recess, the second week after recess, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Njuguna, is that okay with you?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I agree with my Honorable Member Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So 2 weeks after we resume from recess, member for North Hor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement regarding the brutal and senseless killings of innocent and peace-loving Kenyans along Kenya-Ethiopian border. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provision of Standing Orders 44-2C, I wish to request for statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the recent tragic attack on civilians along Kenya-Ethiopian border in Marsabit County. Honorable Speaker, on Monday, 12th August 2024, at around 23 hours, a horrific incident occurred between Eledimtu and Forole along the Kenya-Ethiopian border in Northern Constituency, Marsabit County. A group of unidentified gunmen ambushed a truck transporting food supply from Nairobi to Dukana, resulting in death of at least 8 Kenyans and leaving one sustaining multiple and life-threatening injuries. The assailant sent the truck ablaze, burning the bodies of the victims beyond recognition. Such acts of violence not only result in the loss of lives, but also disrupt livelihoods, destruction of property, and threaten the social norms of our communities. The potential of Marsabit County and its people cannot be realized under the shadow of insecurity. It is imperative that our approach to policing and security in this region evolves from being reactive to proactive and preventive. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1, a detailed account of the attack, including the current set of investigation, those who are involved, and why. Number 2, long-term security measures being implemented to prevent such incidences from recurring, including strategies for enhanced border surveillance and community policing. And finally, any assistance provided to the victims of the families and the injured, as well as plans for long-term support and compensation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am personally aware of what Honorable Ade is presenting, the MP for Northern. The ministry and the national government is actually already seized with this matter, but the points he has requested, I think the committee will deal with it, and I think we'll be able to do it as soon as it's practically possible. But the ministry is already seized with it, Honorable Speaker.
Are there timelines?
We don't want to give ourselves 2 weeks because we can give them, we can give him feedback in a week's time because already people on the ground are doing some work.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for North Hall, is that okay with you?
That's okay, Mr. Speaker, because we are all affected and we are in this with the Vice Chair, so I agree to the Chair.
Thank you. The next statement is from Member for Fafi, Honorable Yakub. Bismillah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request for a statement regarding insecurity in Fafi constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 42-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding security in Fafi. Honorable Speaker, Fafi constituency has for a long time witnessed a series of attacks by suspected militants. These attacks have seen several police officers, national police reservists, and civilians lost their lives and communication masts blown away. For instance, on the morning of 10th August 2024, Mr. Deho Muhammad Adan of ID number 2266-17498 and his son, 12-year-old son, were reportedly killed by Al-Shabaab militants at that Abbas village, Kamuda location, accusing him of working with government security agencies. Mr. Deho was among a group of 17 locals who had volunteered to work with the Special Operation Groups, SOG, to eliminate Al-Shabaab activities in the area. The team had been vetted by Bura East Sub-County Security Intelligence Committee in October 2022 and recommended for recruitment as NPRs. Honorable Speaker, numerous appeals to the government to beef up security by deploying additional officers and recruiting more national police reservists have not been successful. Schools and hospitals have been closed as roads remain impassable due to insecurity. The situation is worse in rural and border villages including Yumbis, Harbol, Degega, Dagbon, and Dekarja. Honorable Speaker, owing to the growing insecurity in the constituency, I cannot freely move around to undertake development activities, as I am also a target of militants due to my denouncement of their actions. Additionally, local administrators in border areas fear for their life and as such stay away from the areas of jurisdiction in the villages, opting to stay in major towns. Sadly, the few police reservists that were manning the constituency have been served with discharge letters, leaving the area exposed. Honorable Speaker, sir, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Developmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1. The reasons as to why the government is downscaling security levels by discharging NPRs, 16 of them in Bura East Sub-County from duty on 6th August 2024 instead of beefing up security in the area. 2. Reasons as to why the 17 NPRs locals who had volunteered to work with OSG and other security agencies to eliminate Al-Shabaab activities in the area have not been armed, and yet they are enumerated and embedded with government security agencies. 3. Honorable Speaker, specific actions being taken by the government to enhance security in Fafi constituency, considering the minimal allocation of NPRs, the limited administrative and divisional infrastructure, and the scarcity of SOG camps. 4. Clarify whether the ministry maintains records of abduction by Al-Shabaab in Fafi constituency and other government security agencies. And if such records do exist, provide the numbers of abductions and measures taken by the ministry to ensure the safety of residents. Having stated that, Honorable Speaker, I want to add that we have, as members of Northern Kenya and a victim of Al-Shabaab, we have been raising issues of security in this house for the longest. And all the answers we get are laptop and desktop answers. I request, Mr. Speaker, I want your direction and guidance on this. We are asking you or requesting you to direct the administrative.
Thank you, the honorable member. You know the drill now. All you want to say about statement is you put it in the statement itself. There are no speeches after you've done your statement. The honorable Dido Rasto, this is your day.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, today our committee was vetting the nominee for Inspector General. And as you are fully aware, we also just had the CS for Interior. I think one of the things the committee has been grappling with, particularly in the ASAL, where Honorable Ade from Northern just raised that issue, and also the MP from Garissa. I think the thinking now for the committee and also Ministry of Interior is to relook at the security architecture in the ASAL. And that is why, of course, you talk about the laptop answers. Honorable Speaker, I seek your indulgence that we give a response the second week after recess. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Yakub, the Honorable member has told you what they're going to do. At that time, when they give the answer, you will determine whether it's desktop or laptop. Then you deal at that level. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was just emphasizing that so that the committee can take the issue very serious. Okay. I've been grinding this house for the longest, so I hope this time they will come with right answers. And I hope them to visit the area so that they can get the facts themselves. They have been here, the committee, and listening to the minister only. We want them to go to the ground from Mandera to Lamu, get the grounds, get the facts from the locals, those who are abducted, the SOGs, even the government officers who are working there. You'll see a camp with 150 police officers with no vehicles.
Thank you.
And you expect them to work. So I request you to direct them to do that. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Raso, you can carry the laptops to the ground so that the answers you give are not just laptops, but laptops with the ground.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think Honorable Yakub is aware that I am a former KDF officer, and not just an officer, a decorated one for that matter. Many of these issues that are being raised, particularly by the corner communities that live in the far-flung areas, Turkana, Marsabit, Wajir, Garissa, Mandera, are not new issues. And that is why we are pushing the ministry that they have to relook at the architecture, because what we have, the situation that is obtaining does not work for those people. And that is why, of course, we will not restrict ourselves to just listening feedback from the CS. We have to hit the ground so that we are able to talk to our people faster. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I think that's okay. The member for Garsen.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I request a statement regarding the indefinite closure of Malkahalaku corridor. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I raise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism, Wildlife regarding the indefinite closure of Malkahalaku corridor that runs between Tsavo East National Park and Galana Kulalu. Honorable Speaker, we appreciate the natural resources are cornerstone for the attainment of Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. Indeed, it is imperative that dispersal areas ought to be secured to allow wildlife to move freely across landscape, while at the same time protecting other key land use activities such as agriculture, settlement, and infrastructure development. Over the years, residents of Garseni constituency and neighboring communities have faced constant human-wildlife conflict, which has affected their livelihoods. While residents have had adjusted their activities, recent directives by KWS has negatively impacted on the normal lifestyle in the region. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Wildlife Services, KWS, recently closed the corridor connecting Tsavo East National Park and Galana River with claims of area residents trespassing in the park. This has impaired movement of persons in the area. Additionally, reports of harassment of residents have been made where persons are arrested and arraigned in Kitui and Voi instead of Garseni Court. Residents have been suffered in the hands of KWS officers who have beat and injured the alleged trespassers. For instance, in July 2024, Mr. Hussein Dandi and Mr. Hassan Galge Gobu were badly beaten by KWS officers and robbed of approximately Kenya shillings 250,000. This harassment has continued despite the presidential directives of 29th July 2024 in Garseni constituency, Kone area. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background and I request a statement from Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife on the following. Number one, the status of the implementation of directives by His Excellency the President of 29th July 2024 regarding opening of the corridor to ensure residents access water at Galana River. The number and particulars of people that have been arrested by KWS officers for alleged trespass since the beginning of this year. Number three, the reason for arrested persons being arraigned in Kitui and Voi and not being taken to the nearest court, which is Garseni Law Courts and Malindi Law Courts. Number four, the number of human-wildlife conflicts cases reported within Tana River County in the last 1 year and the compensation provided by KWS to the residents around the Tsavo East, Kone, Asa area, and the Garseni Central, Kipini West. Number five, steps that KWS is taking to cultivate good relations with communities who are the largest host of wildlife. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Quite a long one. The chairperson for the Committee on Tourism and Wildlife. Any member from that committee? Are you from that committee? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the chair of the committee and the vice chair of the committee are not in the house. They're going to Eldoret for commemoration of the city. And as a committee, we'll take up the matter. And after resumption of the house, after the recess, and we will bring a statement to this house 2 weeks after the resumption of the recess. Thank you.
Thank you. Member for Garsen, I think that is reasonable.
Honorable Speaker, it is not reasonable because people are suffering. There is severe drought there. There is people don't access water. KWS are harassing people. They are arresting people. They deny people water, which is flowing. The president.
What would you rather that the committee does?
Chair, the committee should direct the KWS as the president directed to community to access water immediately, Chair.
Okay. Honorable Hamis.
Honorable Speaker, the committee is scheduled to meet next week on a different matter. And we'll talk to the chair, and then the sub-chair of the committee will be able to give a more definite answer, because at the moment, the only way we can bring up a statement to this house is after the resumption, when the house is in session. Thank you.
Because of the urgency of the matter, the Honorable Hamis, you communicate to your chair that the Honorable Member for Garsen be invited to your committee, and this matter be placed before it next week when it's sitting. I think that should be able to sort out the urgency of the matter. The Honorable Nyamaya decided that we are not going to have members comment on the statements. What is it you wanted to say?
Honorable Speaker, thank you for allowing me to comment. I do not know how the Honorable Member for Garsen will take this. But Mr. Speaker, the matter that is raising is not only a matter of tourism or wildlife, but it is also a security issue, Mr. Speaker. And I'm saying this because the Honorable Member is my neighbor. And he talked about people being arrested on the side of Kitui and on another side. And one of the places he mentioned is Kone. And Mr. Speaker, Kone Kariti is somewhere in my constituency. And I would like to say for us as the people of Kitui, we have a problem with people being told to access that place, because from the time that this matter was handled by the former cabinet secretary is when we got peace. So as this matter is being looked at as a matter of tourism and wildlife, it may also be being looked into as an internal security issue, Mr. Speaker. So that is my comment, and I would like him to take it and to know that the security of this country is not about a county and another county, but it is for all of us. Because if we are infiltrated by people who should not be in the forest, then all of us, even in this parliament, we will not be safe. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. The Honorable Member for Garsen, this is the last bite on this.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think the ranking member, who was also the Speaker's panel, did understand this question. This question is not the Kone Kaliti issue. This question is between Galana Kulalu and the Savo East National Park. I think you are obsessed with Kone Kaliti, Mheshimiwa Honorable Nyamai. The Kone Kaliti issue is different. It's not, in fact, in my constituency. This is Garseni constituency. The other one is in Galole constituency. Which member is here, Honorable Said? So I think the member is obsessed with Kone Kaliti, but the Kone Kaliti issue need also to be resettled because you have moved children out of school.
Thank you.
Kalalani Primary School.
The member carrying hand up. Do you have a card?
No, I don't have a.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me remind the honorable member that Konekaliti is in my constituency. It is not in her constituency.
Okay.
The people who are staying there are Ormas. In Kitui, there are no Ormas.
Thank you. Those are the. Thank you.
So
Thank you. The member for Kitui South is guided to bring a statement on that matter if she wants it handled the way she proposes. This matter for now will go to the relevant committee, which is the Committee on Wildlife. Then the matter of security will be handled with the relevant committee when a statement in regard to that is brought before the House. The next, before I go to the next statement, allow me members and join me in welcoming students from Tinga Taylor Comprehensive School from Cape Kilon West in Kericho County, and students from Borowet Primary School, again from Cape Kilon West, Kericho County. They are seated in this public gallery and are welcome to follow proceedings this afternoon. The next would be the member for Lurambi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 441, 2 and C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding the reduction of sugarcane prices by the Agriculture and Food Authority, AFA. Honorable Speaker, the Agriculture and Food Authority, AFA, was established under Section 3 of the Agriculture and Food Authority CAP Act, CAP number 317, with the mandate of regulating, developing and promoting scheduled crops in the country, including sugarcane. The authority plays a crucial role in promoting crops value chain for increased economic growth in the country. Honorable Speaker, however, recent prices changes by AFA have raised significant concern among sugarcane farmers and stakeholders in the sugar industry. On the 7th of August 2024, AFA issued a notice directing a reduction in sugarcane prices from Kenya shillings 5,125 to Kenya shillings 4,950 per ton, effective from August 2024. It is particularly concerning given that the authority had earlier revised prices from Kenya shillings 6,100 to 5,125 per ton. These reductions represent a significant setback for sugarcane farmers as the cost of production has not decreased, meaning that farmers are now operating at a loss. Furthermore, there has been no public participation nor stakeholders engagement meetings with the farmers and millers, raising questions about the transparency and inclusivity of the decision-making process. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock on the following. Roman 1, report on the factors and indicators that the Agriculture and Food Authority AFA used to determine the new sugarcane prices. Number 2, mechanisms in place to ensure that price regulations are made within adequate input from all relevant stakeholders, particularly farmers and millers. Number 3, plans to review and potentially reverse this price reduction in light of its negative impact on the livelihoods of farmers. And lastly, long-term strategies to stabilize sugarcane prices and ensure fair compensation for farmers. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, before I allow the chairperson of Agriculture Committee, because the honorable member for Kakamega also has a question on similar lines, I will allow you to go ahead before we call upon the chairperson of Agriculture to do so. You don't have to go through your question the way he has done.
Oh, yes.
You can just go through areas I think he's left out.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, first I take this early lead to congratulate Honorable Millie Odhiambo, Anguka Nayo, as our new minority whip. As women, we are very proud of her. Honorable Speaker, as I add my voice to this serious matter, on August 7, 2024, the Acting Director of the General Directorate within the Agriculture and Food Authority issued a circular, Honorable Speaker, addressed to all millers. This circular lowered the cane price to 4,950 per ton for the month of August. Honorable Speaker, despite the circular being issued on 7th August 2024, it was vague regarding the effective date of the interim cane price. As a result, this has affected all sugarcane harvested in August, with millers retroactively adjusting transactions for the entire month in line with the circular. Honorable Speaker, the sugarcane price per ton was initially 6,100 and has now fallen to 4,950 as set by AFA. This drastic reduction has severely impacted farmers as the interim cane price was established without considering the cost of production and time factor. To put into context, at the time of planting, farmers incurred costs of 5,500 per ton for seed cane and 5,300 for DAP and urea fertilizers, with each acre requiring 2 bags of each. Moreover, land preparation activities such as plowing, replowing, harrowing, furrowing, and weeding have imposed significant financial burdens on the farmers. Despite the Western region, Honorable Speaker, relying on cane as a major cash crop, the farmers are currently spending more than they earn on sugarcane production. The low prices have led to devastating consequences, including cane poaching, diminished agricultural development, and some farmers uprooting their sugarcane crops to plant alternative crops, and consequential increased poverty levels. It is against this background that I request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock on the following: a comprehensive report on the rationale used by Agriculture and Food Authority, AFA, to set the interim cane price for August 2024 at 4,950 per ton, including the criteria to determine this price. Number 2, the effective date of the interim cane price and reasons why the circular issued by AFA on 7th August 2024 did not specify a clear start date, leading to confusion and retroactive adjustments by millers. Honorable Speaker, we also require an update on the measures being taken by the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development to control the influx of cheap sugar into the country, which has contributed to the price fluctuations, thereby undermining the development of the sugarcane farming sector in Kenya. Details on the consultations, if any, that were undertaken with the cane farmers and other stakeholders before the interim cane price was set, and whether the concerns of the farmers regarding production costs were considered, and detailed information on the composition and status of the reconstitution of the cane pricing committee, including whether there is a representation from sugarcane farmers in the current structure. Honorable Speaker, allow me to note that for farmers to continue growing cane, the sugar prices must be adjusted. For farmers to continue paying school fees, the sugarcane prices must be adjusted.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Elsie Muhanda. The Chair, Agriculture and Livestock, is Honorable Mutunga in the house?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Honorable Speaker, I have heard what the honorable members asked. We can bring a report in the first week of opening the house after the recess.
Honorable members, in the interest of time, I will stick to the guidance that had been given earlier, that we don't make comments because we still have so many statements to go. So, Honorable Elsie, the first week after recess, is that all right with you? Put it on record, please. No, we have already passed that. Next. The Honorable Titus Kamala. So, Honorable Titus Kamala, Honorable Koyo, you are out of order. You are not going to comment on this? I'm sorry, in the interest of time, we must make progress. You will make progress after. You are out of order, Honorable Koyo. Take your seat. The Honorable Titus Kamala, the matter that you are raising is also on reduction of sugarcane prices by the Agriculture and Food Authority. And I am going to very much in terms of timelines, it will be answered in the first week after recess. The Honorable Doris Donya, member for Kisii County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to request for a statement regarding best school start time for school-going children. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding the school start time in the country. Honorable Speaker, our school-going children are subjected to early mornings in a bid to start class on time. It is unfortunate to note that majority of schools in the country have insufficient school buses or other means of transport. This has led to students being woken up in the wee hours of the morning to be picked by the few buses. The children spend a great amount of time in the buses during pickup and drop-off. Additionally, Madam Speaker, students are subjected to tuitions on weekends, which leaves them fatigued during what should be their rest time. Honorable Speaker, countless studies have shown that early start times are associated with students getting less sleep, which negatively affects the academic performance. Further, students with less sleep have difficulty paying attention in class and are likely to obtain lower grades. Additionally, early school start times and the resulting insufficient sleep may result in increased likelihood of students engaging in negative behaviors such as bullying and fighting, alcohol and drug abuse, higher risk of athletic injury, and increase of depressive symptoms including suicidal ideation, among other behaviors. Sleep deprivation also has long-term physical and mental health consequences such as diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and obesity. Honorable Speaker, Section 84 of the Basic Education Regulations of 2015 states that the official operating hours for all day public or private school institutions shall be Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. for class hours and 3 p.m. to 4:45 p.m. for co-curricular activities. The regulations go further to state that no day institution of basic education and a training shall require learners to report earlier than 7:15 a.m. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education to apprise the House on the following. 1. The strategies that the Ministry of Education has put in place to ensure that schools adhere to the set regulations, including prohibiting tuition during weekends, and the plans the ministry has put in place to ensure that all public and private schools that pick and drop students have sufficient vehicles to avoid long travel time to and from school. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Member for Kisii. Is the Chair Education in the House? Honorable Meli? Honorable members, we agreed that we stick to the ruling of the Speaker that there will be no comments because we have so many. No problem, the statement will come to the committee. Chair Education, Vice Chair Education, any member of the Education Committee? Do we have a member? Yes, please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We'll give a response in 2 weeks.
Thank you very much. Member for Kisii, is that in order with you?
Though it was a bit urgent, we have 10 days for the schools to open, and I'm worried because I wanted that attention to be taken keenly on what time the children should be going to school and when they're supposed to leave school. Because I'm told some students wake up at 3:30, Madam Speaker. 3:30. What are you doing in school at 3:30, Madam Speaker? You get fatigued, and you know the Gen Zs are saying they don't fear death. Maybe they've experienced a lot of depression in school. They fear nothing. 3:30.
Okay, take your seat, Member for Kisii. The matter that you are raising is important and urgent. However, you sought a statement, and the only way to get a statement is by having it brought to the House, and the member seated next to you has been kind enough to take the statement on behalf of the chair, and it will be responded in the first week after we open. Honorable members, we have a statement by Member for Ijara, and I would like to give you a chance right now so that we can finish with the Committee on Administration and Internal Security. You may proceed, Member for Ijara.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My request for a statement regarding brutal attack of herders in Gababa location, Ijara constituency. Madam Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding brutal attack of herders in Gababa location in Ijara constituency. Madam Speaker, on 13th of August 2024, two herders from Ijara constituency, Mr. Reson Abdi Muhammad of ID number 34595419 and Mr. Buru Hassan Muhammad of ID number 34602136 were brutally attacked in Tabaka area, Gababa location, which borders Galolo constituency in Tana River County. The herders were grazing their cattle when they were assaulted by 8 National Police Reservice NPRs accompanied by 2 chiefs and 2 administrative police officers from Tana River County. The NPRs are claimed to have been receiving orders from the 2 chiefs, namely Mr. Said Komoro, Chief Subaki Location, and Mr. Moro, Assistant Chief Subaki Location, to chase the herders away with allegation of trespassing their grazing land. The victims were fatally injured due to gunshots on the legs and back, which led to their admission at Garissa Level 5 Hospital and Masalani Level 4 Hospital respectively. These cases have caused a lot of restlessness among the residents in this area. Madam Speaker, the attack raises grave concern about the conduct of public officers, particularly the chiefs and NPRs involved, and the apparent misuse of authority by these individuals. The presence and involvement of these officers in such violent acts against innocent citizens are not only alarming, but also demand immediate investigation and accountability. Madam Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. The steps are, number one, the steps that are being taken to apprehend and prosecute the NPRs, chiefs, and AP officers who are involved in this brutal attack. Number two, measures being implemented to ensure that such incidents do not occur in the future, particularly in areas where communities are vulnerable and depend on pastoral activities for their livelihoods. Number three, compensation and support being provided to the victims for the injuries and trauma they have endured. Number four, the measures the government has put in place to address the issue of grazing rights and resource allocation, especially around borders between counties. Number five, the effect of the draconian bill that is called the 3 Mile on this, around this area. Thank you.
Thank you, Member for Ijara. Chair, Administration and Internal Security. When will you be able to respond to that statement?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. 2 weeks after recess, it's a very important statement that is seeking.
Thank you. Honorable Abdi? It will be responded to in 2 weeks after.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
The Honorable Suleka Harun, nominated member.
I think so. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson Departmental Committee on Energy regarding the status of Asabito mini grid in Mandera County. Honorable Speaker, on 2nd of May 2019, the Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation, REREC, commissioned the Asabito solar mini grid in Mandera County featuring a 60 kilowatt solar power installation. The plant was intended to provide electricity to approximately 1,000 households, as well as public facilities, including schools, market centers, health centers, mosques, and the office of the area ward administrator. The mini grid has played a vital role in bringing electricity to the region, thereby accelerating economic activities. However, Honorable Speaker, for the last 6 months, the mini grid had frequent technical breakdowns due to the worn-out batteries, resulting in constant power supply fluctuations. Most components that make up the mini grid are old and we urgently need replacement or upgrading. Additionally, due to the faulty batteries, the community in Asabito has been compelled to purchase fuel for the generators to restore power, yet they continue to pay electricity bills to Kenya Power and Lighting Company. The first deteriorating condition of the mini grid has grossly affected service delivery in the provision of health care, with hospitals reportedly struggling to function and in circumstances forcing nurses to deliver babies using a torchlight. Other essential services such as printing have also been brought to a halt in schools. Continuous blackout heightens already existing security threats from Al-Shabaab, putting the government installations and officials at further risk in Mandera County. Honorable Speaker, it's urgent, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. One, plans to devise a maintenance schedule to ensure that all parts or components of the mini grid are in optimal working condition to restore power to the community living in Asabito and the larger Mandera County. Measures taken to upgrade the old and inefficient infrastructure to a more modern, sustainable, and cost-effective technologies to relieve the community from the burden of fueling the generators. And number 3, plans to connect Morodile Ward to the mini grid. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Suleka Harun. Chair Energy. Is the Chair Energy in the House? Vice Chair? Member of the committee? Yes, one member of the committee.
Thank you, Chair. I'm a member of the Energy Committee.
What is out of order, Honorable Bashir Abdullahi, member for Mandera North? You may take your seat first, Honorable.
Honorable Speaker, nothing out of order, but I wanted just to second what the nominated member of Parliament was saying. Mandera North, Asabito sub-county falls.
Honorable Major.
I want to contribute on that statement, if
You know very
if
well.
you agree. I know, with the indulgence.
Now that I have a lot of respect for you because you served the country in the army,
Thank you.
I'm going to allow you just 1 minute.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, Asabito sub-county falls under my constituency, and I want to appreciate my member, nominated member of Parliament. She happens to come from my constituency and actually comes from Asabito. She's a resident of Asabito. So I think she's feeling the pain of the lack of power in that area. And Honorable Speaker, it's true that the solar mini grid in that place is not working. It's been there for almost out of service for the last 8 months or so. And therefore, it's quite timely. We have a new sub-county in that place that needs to be operationalized. Unfortunately, we can't go on with it because of the lack of power. So I also call upon the committee to ensure that they fast track so that as Abito has a solar mini grid that is fully operational, so and that the people of Asabito and Morodile get light and services at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Bashir. Honorable Chonga, on behalf of the
Thank you,
chair
Chair.
of the committee.
I'm under guidance from my chairman. He's in Eldoret, both with the vice chair. Apparently, he was aware about this question coming up, and we know what is going on. I don't want to make any mitigation about this matter, but the chair has promised to give a response within 2 weeks. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. Yes, Honorable Suleka.
Honorable Speaker, thank you so much. But I feel like the member is not committed to giving response to this urgent matter. And I've stated the reasons why women are giving birth using torches in Asabito sub-county. Madam Chair, we have no power, the security threats are alarming, and we really need this to be responded urgently. Thank you.
Now, Honorable Chonga, you have to take all. That is a very important matter that is being raised by the Honorable Suleka. So can you give us a response?
Chair, as a parent, and the member I'm sure is a mother, I know how sensitive this matter is. And it's not only in her constituency, rather. Let me commit the Committee of Energy to a maximum of 5 days to have responded and action be seen within the constituency. I'll be part of this process, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And you need to know that's very heavy. In 5 days, something will be seen on the ground?
Yes, Madam Chair. I'm going to take it up right away.
Honorable Suleka?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for your intervention. We are going to wait for the 5 days. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Honorable Chonga, as you had indicated earlier, even if action is taken within those 5 days, the House, you will bring a statement in the House. You said 1 week? 2 weeks?
I've committed 1 week.
1 week after we open.
Not
5
before.
days action to be taken. 1 week after we open, statement will be brought on the floor of the House. Thank you.
Much obliged, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Joseph Lekuton, member, Laisamis, proceed, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44(2) subsection C. I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the operations and performance of the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. Honorable Speaker, the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority, UFA, is established under Section 39 of the Unclaimed Financial Assets Cap 494 and plays a crucial role in safeguarding unclaimed financial assets held by various entities such as banks, insurance companies, pension funds, and other financial institutions. The authority receives unclaimed financial assets from holders of such assets, safeguards and reunites these assets with the rightful owners. Given the significance of UFA's role and the substantial amount of unclaimed assets under its purview, it's imperative that this House and the public at large are fully informed on the activities of the authority. Transparency and accountability in the management of these assets are crucial to maintaining public trust and ensuring effective execution of Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority's mandate. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the following. 1. Report on the total amount of unclaimed assets collected by the authority since its establishment. 2. Report indicating the number of individuals that have successfully reclaimed their assets through Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority, including the total amount disbursed. 3. An outline of the investment strategies employed by Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority in managing the collected assets, including investment portfolio, total interest earned, and risk management policies. 4. Report on any corporate social responsibility initiative undertaken by Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. And finally, Madam Speaker, measures taken by the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority to leverage on technology to enhance its operation, including digital platforms, to support asset identification and reunification processes. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Member for Laisamis. Chair, Finance and National Planning. I see it's not in the House because of the way things are today. Vice Chair, member of the committee. Yes, you may proceed.
Madam Speaker, I've just spoken to the chair, and he has asked me to commit that he'll be responding to the statement the second week after recess. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Amoit. Member for Laisamis, is that agreeable to you?
No objection, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable John Kiaria, member for Dagoretti South. I am not able to see him where he normally sits, so the assumption is that he may have withdrawn from the chamber. We will move to the next one. The Honorable Joshua Kandie, member for Baringo Central.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44(2)C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the deteriorating state of roads within Baringo Central constituency. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, is responsible for the development, rehabilitation, management, and maintenance of rural roads. In carrying out these functions, KERA receives funds as appropriated by the National Assembly. Rehabilitation of roads is expected to be regular and as and when required due to damages that may arise from time to time. Rainfall experience in the last few months has caused extensive damage to roads in Baringo Central, severely impacting access to essential services. Most roads leading to schools, markets, health centers, and public offices have become impassable, isolating communities and hampering daily life. Of concern is the blockage of bridges and culverts due to landslides which have forced rivers to change their courses, redirecting water to residential areas. This has not only destroyed property, but also poses imminent threat to human lives. Honorable Speaker, the situation is particularly alarming in areas such as Sikowo, Sakasak, Kabasis, Kablel, which are prone to landslides. With the continuous heavy rainfall, these regions face an impending disaster if immediate action is not taken. With schools reopening in the coming weeks, students are significant risk due to the hazardous road conditions and overflowing bridges. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following measures that the Ministry of Roads and Transport has taken to address depleted conditions of road networks within Baringo Central. Plans that the Kenya Rural Roads Authority is putting in place to adequately address and resolve these issues, including ensuring repairs carried out on these particular road sections are up to standard, and 3, strategies that have been put in place to ensure safe access to schools for students. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Joshua Kandie. Chair Transport, or the Vice Chair, member of that committee. The Honorable TJ Kajwang, I'm informed that you are the one to respond to this matter. You may proceed.
Yes, I am, Madam Speaker. I'm a member of this committee and a ranking member at that. I have understood the concerns of the member, and I think we should be able to fast track that response within 2 weeks after we come back. Except I've heard that children are going to school and the roads are dilapidated and that kind of thing. I'm not so sure if within those 2 weeks the members' concerns would be ameliorated. But 2 weeks, I think, when we come back, I think we will do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kajwang. You are indeed a ranking member of this House. Honorable Joshua, are you okay with the 2 weeks?
I am okay, opening? but I would be very happy if maybe they can contact the DG Kera so that they can do something, emergency funds.
Well, Honorable Kajwang?
Well, whereas we can't speak about the funds, but automatically, the first thing we do is to call the agencies. In fact, we do not have response by ourselves. I'm just a normal member like you. I have no more information than you do. But what we do is to call those agencies, and it is the response that those agencies will give us that will be brought here verbatim. If the issue of funds will arise, and this member will be called to that committee, and he will state his issues in the presence of those agencies. If there is some funds that he's aware of, then we will be very happy that the Baringo's people should benefit. Thank you.
So, the second week after opening. Honorable Owen Bayer?
Yeah, from the majority side, Honorable Speaker, you know, Honorable Kandia is a very good friend of mine and almost ranking. And you know, he's the one who controls Kera in his constituency. If a road is dilapidated, he just needs to call the regional manager and they can fix it without having to wait for recess to end, then 2 weeks, and yet children are going to school the next day. This is something that he can do within the domestic framework to ensure that that road is made passable for the children, instead of waiting for 2 weeks until TJ comes with a response here, and then another 3 weeks, then another 4. This is something that he can fix. So I want to ask you,
And if you ask me, I can even call for you, the regional manager in your area, to fix the road for the children.
Is it a point of order you would like to discuss? What is out of order, Honorable Kajua?
You know, let us not allow this to go unanswered. If members were to take phone calls and call people out there, let it not go unanswered. And whether Kandie is on the other side or on this other side, he's just a legislator like all of us. He has no more power than I do, even when he is on the majority. And all of us are oversighting these people. So it is very unfortunate, in my view, that the leader sends that in the Hansard, that he can be able to call somebody out there and things get done. I think GNCs out there should not find it very, very interesting that that can be done. Thank you.
Members, in the interest of time, I order that this response be brought the second week. The Honorable Caleb Amisi, member for Saboti. You have a statement to transport and infrastructure. He may have withdrawn from the House. I may not be able to, from right now, I'm not able to know whether he's absent. So I think he has withdrawn from the chamber. Honorable Justice Kemei, member for Sigowet Soin. I am informed that the Honorable Njoki will be taking this, presenting this statement. You may proceed, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm here to represent Honorable Justice Kemei, MP. And the Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health regarding the recent outbreak of Mpox in East and Central Africa. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Health recently confirmed the country's first Mpox case, an infectious disease commonly known as monkeypox. While traditionally endemic to certain regions in Africa, its recent spread has raised significant concerns. Alarmingly, the Democratic Republic of Congo reported nearly thousands of infections and even deaths related to Mpox in the recent past. However, there has not been ample response by the ministry to this potential health crisis. Given the serious nature of this health threat, it is imperative that we discuss the situation urgently. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health on the following. 1. A report on the Mpox case detected in Kenya, including when it was identified and how many more cases have since been detected. Number 2, the specific measures being implemented since detection and plans to prevent the spread of Mpox. And 3, report on assessment of the nation's preparedness to handle a potential Mpox outbreak, including current state of our healthcare facilities, availability of medical supplies, including vaccines and healthcare workers. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Njoki Njero. The Speaker has given permission to the Honorable Machua Waithaka also to say something as a follow-up to this. Is the Honorable Machua in the House? That is okay. We proceed. Chair Health. I can see that the Chair Health is not here. The Vice Chair? Member of the Health Committee? Any member in the House? Majority Leader.
We'll respond after 2 weeks after opening. I'll let the Honorable Pokose know about that statement so they can follow up. And thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Owen Baya. Honorable Njoki Njeru, is that acceptable?
That's okay, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member from Mbeere, Honorable Geoffrey Ruku, you have a statement? Honorable Ruku seems to have withdrawn from the chamber. Honorable members, in that case, we proceed to the Honorable Wanami Wamboka, member for Bumula. You have a statement. You may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding the disparities in the recruitment by the Kenya Defense Forces. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Defense Forces annually recruits general service officers. This recruitment initiative is necessary to address human resource and capacity gaps within our defense forces. As per their annual adverts, the recruitment process is conducted at sub-county levels. While commendable, it is crucial to acknowledge that many applicants may currently be unemployed, hence the need to ensure fairness in the numbers of recruited candidates per region and equal opportunity to all sub-counties. Furthermore, despite the Kenya Defense Forces, KDF, vowing to ensure the mass recruitment exercise across the country is transparent and free from bribery, it is sad to note that the vice versa is true. For instance, the countrywide recruitment that went on last year in the months of August and September 2023 never considered young men and women from Bumula constituency. It is more regrettable that among the youth that were recruited, some claimed to be from Bumula constituency, but their records reflect otherwise. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on the following. 1, reasons behind the rampant irregularities during KDF recruitment. 2, a comprehensive list of youth that were recruited in the last recruitment per sub-county, including those who claimed to have hailed from Bumula, a fact that has been contradicted by the chief of Napara location, Madam Lucy Makoha, and the sub-chief of Bitobo, Mr. Ruben Kuloba. 3, steps taken by the ministry to ensure that future recruitment processes are fair and transparent. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Member for Bumula. Chairman, Defense and Foreign Relations. Vice Chair. Member of that committee, member of the Committee on Defense and Foreign Relations. In the absence of all, I would like to ask the Honorable Owen Baya.
Yes.
Honorable Owen Baya, I would like you to respond to the statement by the Honorable Wanami Wamboka on behalf of the Chair Defense and Foreign Relations. When will the Honorable Wamboka get a response?
Honorable Wamboka, being my friend, I will gladly ask that 2 weeks after opening, after recess, I will ask Honorable Koech to fast track your statement. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Wamboka. Is that acceptable with you?
Indeed, Honorable Baya is my friend in crime, partner in crime rather. We do so many things together. Madam Speaker, this thing affects very many members. I'm seated with Honorable Kibagendi here, and he actually confirms that those people who are recruited in his constituency mostly are not members of that constituency. So even my brother, so what I would want my good brother in crime to do, in Christ, yes, to do, have a comprehensive answer.
Honorable.
I agree with him, 2 weeks.
Order,
no, I agree about the 2 weeks.
Order.
But let it be.
Order, Honorable Anand. Did you say your brother in crime? Did you say in crime?
I said my brother in Christ, because we fellowship together in the same church.
I thought
so
you had
in
said,
the same spirit,
I'll check whether you said, I'll ask the clerks to check whether you said brother in crime.
In case I said
if you
crime,
said that,
it was a slip of the tongue.
Would you like to withdraw?
I will withdraw.
All right.
Because he's my indeed brother in Christ. But my point, Madam Speaker, this affects almost every constituency. My brother in Christ, please ensure that the chairperson of defense gives us a comprehensive answer. So 2 weeks after back from recess is agreeable. Thank you, Honorable
Speaker.
Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Wamboka. The Honorable Abdi Ali Abdi. Honorable members, this one was raised, and I think we passed that. So we will go to the Honorable Gozi Rai, member for Kinango. Is the Honorable Gozi Rai in the house? I guess that since he's not here, maybe he has withdrawn from the chamber, so we proceed to the Honorable Danson Mwashako, member for Undanyi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I raise myself and on behalf of my colleague, Honorable Amisi Chome, to request a statement regarding insecurity in Taita Taveta County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 442 subsection C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the alarming rise in motorbike theft and killings of border riders in Taita Taveta County. Honorable Speaker, over the past 3 months, Taita Taveta County has faced a distressing surge in criminal activities targeting border operators. Tragically, Honorable Speaker, we have lost 5 border riders. We have 5 border riders have lost their lives in separate incidences across the county, brutally murdered by unknown assailants who subsequently steal their motorcycles. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, there has been other 15 reported cases of motorbike thefts, these ones without fatalities, still in the last 3 months. These heinous acts have not only resulted in the loss of lives, but have also severely disrupted the border sector, which is vital, and that plays a crucial role in the county's economic growth and accessibility of services. Honorable Speaker, it is deeply concerning that despite the gravity of these crimes, there appears to be lack of decisive action from the security agencies, with no arrests made in connection of these incidences. Honorable Speaker, the border sector is fundamental to our local economy, contributes significantly to the rapid economic growth and improving access to critical services at manageable costs. The current insecurity has forced border riders to cease operations as early as 6 p.m., severely interrupting the transportation of the people, goods, and essential services. This not only impacts the livelihoods of these riders, but also hampers overall economic activities in the area. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1, a report on the status of investigations into all the 5 killings of the border riders and the theft of their motorcycles in Taita Taveta County over the past 3 months. 2, the specific measures being implemented to curb this alarming spate of killings and thefts targeting border operators in the county. 3, reasons for the apparent inadequacy of security agencies in the region, particularly in Voi and the county at large. Lastly, the immediate and long-term strategies that the government is putting in place to restore security and the confidence in the border sector, not only in Taita Taveta, but even in the country at large. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Danson Mashako. Honorable members, for the record, the Honorable Amisi Chome associates himself with the statement that has been made by the Honorable Mashako. Chair, Administration and Internal Security has withdrawn from the chamber, and the Vice Chair is not here. Do we have a member of that committee? In the absence of, any member from that committee, the Honorable Owen Bayer on behalf of the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I sympathize with the people of Taita for their problems in the motorcycle industry, the boda industry. But having said that, Honorable Speaker, I commit that I will inform the Honorable Tongoyo so that he can, within 2 weeks, but this is something that probably requires an urgent action, an operational kind of action, and therefore I may also be ask the guys at Vigil House to actually do something even as we wait for the statement. But we want to thank you for that intervention. We will try to put in some intervention so that before we get the statement, something can be done. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
So 2 weeks after recess, Honorable Mashako and Honorable Amisi.
Let me allow my colleague, Honorable Amisi Chome, to say whether that is proper. Thank you.
Honorable Amisi, you limit yourself to the timelines.
Thank you. And I join Honorable Mashako in condemning this brutal, senseless murder of our border operators. The time limit that is given, because you want really a sufficient response, is adequate in our opinion, given that the Deputy Leader of Majority has promised that to prompt the security agencies into action while we are waiting that statement. That is required, and that would be, that will bring back confidence amongst the people of Voi constituency. So we await that prompt action. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well, member for Voi. The Honorable Member for Tiati, Honorable William Kamket. Honorable William Kamket seems to have withdrawn from the chamber, so we skip that. The Honorable Clive Gisairo, Member for Kitutu Masaba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding aircraft safety in the country. Honorable Speaker, on 5th March 2024, a catastrophic mid-air collision occurred involving two aircrafts, a Cessna 172M aircraft, registration 5Y NNJ, carrying 2 occupants, and a Bombardier de Havilland -8 DHC 8-315 aircraft, registration 5Y SLK, with 44 occupants on board. The Cessna C-172M, operated by 99's Flying School, had departed from Wilson Airport runway 07 on a Visual Flight Rules VFR circuit training mission. Concurrently, the Bombardier de Havilland -8 DHC 8-315, operated by Safari Link Aviation Limited, had taken off from runway 14 of the same airport on a commercial scheduled passenger flight to Ukunda Airstrip in Kwale County. Upon collision, the Cessna C-172M was destroyed, resulting in the tragic loss of both occupants, a Captain Newton Omote Mokaya and the trainer, and a Miss Mariam Yusuf Omar, the trainee pilot. The Bombardier de Havilland -8 DHC 8-315 managed to initiate an air turnback and land safely at Wilson Airport, but it sustained extensive damage. Honorable Speaker, these incidents raises profound concerns about the state of aircraft safety in the country. It underscores potential gaps in air traffic control, pilot communication, and collision avoidance systems. Although such occurrences are rare, This tragedy highlights the urgent need for stringent safety protocols and continuous advancement on aviation technology to ensure the utmost safety of passengers and crew. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1. Provide a comprehensive report on the investigation conducted to establish the facts, circumstances, conditions, probable causes, and contributing factors that led to this tragic accident, including the role of the aircraft traffic controller during the incident. 2. Details of the efforts made to ensure that the families of the two victims who perished in the accident are duly compensated. And 3. Measures that the ministry has implemented to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future, including any changes to flight patterns, communication protocols, or training requirements and adherence to safety standards and requirements. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Clive. Honorable members, in the absence of the chair and the vice chair, I give a chance to the Honorable Buyer to respond on behalf of the majority leader.
Honorable Clive will, 2 weeks after opening, I will let the chair know so that you get a statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leader. Honorable Clive.
Chair, that's obliged. However, Chair, Speaker, sorry, knowing that the airspace where this happened is a busy airspace around Nairobi, it is important that we take these matters very seriously. This time, the accident may have caused us 2 lives, which is already too many. This, if not taken seriously, may end up to having an incursion between a major airliner heading to JKIA and one coming from Wilson Airport.
The second week after opening is acceptable to you. The Honorable Ariko Namoit, Member Turkana South. You may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C. I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding strategy to address and resolve the long-standing conflicts between Turkana and Pokot communities. Honorable Speaker, Turkana and West Pokot counties have been plagued by intercommunal conflicts since pre-colonial times. This protracted conflict has caused devastating consequences on the lives and livelihoods of pastoralist communities in these areas. Despite numerous interventions from various actors over the years, the conflicts has persisted, with both county and national leaders engaging in unproductive blame games with no lasting solutions. It is imperative that we take immediate and decisive action to prevent further escalations and restore peace in these volatile regions, including establishments of new administrative units along the boundaries. Section 14(1) and 3 of the National Government Coordination Act, Cap 127, empowers the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration to establish administrative units as a service delivery coordination units across the country. These units, managed by National Government Administration Officers, NGAO, are very crucial to decentralizing services, improving accessibility for residents, and helping resolve intercommunity conflicts. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1. Specific measures being instituted by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to resolve the conflicts between the communities in West Pokot and Turkana. 2. Plans to mitigate tensions in these volatile regions, including establishment of new administrative units along the county borders. And finally, the timelines for operationalization of already established administrative units in Turkana County by the Cabinet Secretary. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ariko. The Chair, Administration and Internal Security has withdrawn from the chamber, and together with the Vice Chair, I would like to give this chance to the Honorable Owen Baya to speak on behalf of the Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ariko. I will speak to the Chair, Mr. Tongoyo, on the same, so that we'll get a response within the timelines of 2 weeks. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Ariko.
Honorable Speaker, as I agree with the Honorable Baya, it is so unfortunate that we've asked a number of questions in this House, but unfortunately, no response has been provided. The Committee on Administration had gone round these volatile areas, but up to now, no findings have been brought to this House. In addition to that, Honorable Speaker, the committee again, I had requested for another statement on abduction of my manager, the constituency manager. Up to date, no response has been given to that particular statement. Thank you.
Honorable Ariko, what I can do now is to focus on the current statement that you have sought, and in 2 weeks, as guided by the leader, Honorable Owen Baya. So we stick to that. The Speaker already ruled on that we do not make comments in the interest of time. So I will not give you a chance. Okay, I'll go now to the statement by the Honorable George Mukunji, MP Manyata, and also Chairperson KYPA.
Honorable Speaker, is Gitonga Mukunji. John, not George. Honorable Speaker.
That is noted, Honorable.
Yes, we have George Murugara Gitonga, and we have John. Honorable Speaker, this being International Youth Week, I rise to read general statement regarding the 2024 Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association Bunge Youth Dialogue. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 43, I rise to make a statement regarding Kenya Young Parliamentarian Association, KYPA Bunge Youth Dialogue 2024, which took place on Monday, 12th August 2024 at the County Hall Mini Chamber in commemoration of International Youth Day. Honorable Speaker, the Bunge Youth Assembly is an initiative of KYPA under the Power of Dialogue program, which serves as a crucial platform for youth in the country. This forum enables young people to engage in meaningful dialogue on pressing issues, propose innovative interventions, and enhance their understanding of parliamentary procedures. The program is founded on the principle that when political and civil actors collaborate with citizens in inclusive, transparent, and accountable political processes at both local and national levels, responsive political decisions can be achieved. Honorable Speaker, on 12th August 2024, Kenya Young Parliamentarian Association had a privilege of hosting 80 youths from across Kenya, representing diverse political parties, youth-serving organizations, universities, civil society groups, under the sub-theme of From Cliques to Progress, Youth's Digital Pathways for Better Governance in Kenya. The sessions explored the transformative potential of digital tools in enhancing democracy and good governance. This gathering provided a unique opportunity to highlight the significant strides made in information and communication technology, ICT, development and digital literacy, emphasizing how these technological advancements contribute to realizing the Sustainable Development Goals. The participants recognized
the vast untapped potential of ICT in achieving all the 17 SDGs, also noting challenges in sector including inadequate ICT infrastructure, persistent digital inequalities among the youth, and insufficient digitization in the manufacturing sector. Honorable Speaker, it was truly inspiring to witness the passion and dedication of the youth as they engaged in insightful debates. Divided into 4 mock committees, the participants developed recommendations that I can believe warrant serious consideration by this august House. These include seamless integration of technology in healthcare delivery to enhance efficiency, boost public awareness, and facilitate advanced training for medical practitioners. 2, a strategic policy shift from a narrow IT sector focus to a comprehensive emphasis on digital manufacturing with particular attention to the Juakali industry. 3, innovative application of data analytics, robotics, and artificial intelligence to address all 17 sustainable development goals, including food security, clean energy promotion, and emissions reduction. 4, proactive measures to ensure gender equality across the digital landscape, addressing disparities in access and opportunity. And last, provision of essential digital resources such as laptops, free Wi-Fi access to learners, thereby facilitating e-learning and mitigating digital inadequacy. Honorable Speaker, KYP remains steadfast in its commitment to empowering our youth and amplifying their voices in the national discourse. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all participants, our esteemed partners, Mzalendo Trust, and the dedicated parliamentary staff who contributed to the success of this event. As we move forward, we anticipate continued collaboration to harness the immense potential of our youth for the betterment of our nation. Their insights and innovation are not just for the future of Kenya, but the driving force of our present. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Signed, Gitonga Mukunji, Chairperson, Kenya Young Members of Parliament Association. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable John Mukunji, and congratulations for the good work that you are doing with the young people and preparing them for the future leadership of this country. Thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable members, I know that this is a matter that has a lot of interest, especially with the young parliamentarians. However, because of the business that we have, and bearing in mind that we are going on recess today, I will give a chance to only one person, and that is the nominated member. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. And Honorable Chair, I just want to join our chairperson in commemorating this particular very important period for the young people of the world. But in particular, just to mention and come back home, because the young people of our country, yes, some of us are millennials, but we do acknowledge that the Gen Z of this country have had a global influence on the other young people in the rest of the world, in the sense that they've been very aware of the issues that affect their country. They have had a conversation that has really stirred even us leaders to think in the right direction. And I just want to encourage these young people that leadership, and when you're told as a young person you're the leader of tomorrow, we are the leaders of now. And therefore, it is very important for the young people of this country to take ownership in terms of leadership, but also to just encourage them that when you're a young person, you don't have to wait to be employed. You can actually be a CEO of your own organization. And right now in this world, we are in a space where people are making a lot of money through the social media channels. People are making a lot of money through creative content creation. And one of the challenges that I just want to share with the young people of this country is in the field of what is called artificial intelligence. Because in the AI space, we have young people globally who are making a lot of money by selling applications that even us in Kenya consume. For example, there's one application that we call the ChatGPT that makes a lot of money even from our own country. But that money goes to another young person from a different country. And so for me, this is an encouragement for our young people that we can also be innovators in this space, come up with our own applications, make money out of this, and rely on ourselves. So let us not just wait to be given employment, but also let us remember that we live in a country that is extremely rich in terms of human resource, and that we can take internal advantage of the resources that we have upon ourselves, and also just to keep encouraging them to keep getting involved in the issues that affect the day-to-day lives of all Kenyans. So to all the young people of this country, this is an accolade to you. I salute you, and I assure you as young parliamentarians from the Kenya Young Parliamentarian Association, we are here for you, we are here to support you, and we'll always be your voices in the House. So I thank you, and I thank our chair for the good job that he's doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Leader of Majority Party, the Thursday statement, pursuant to Standing Order 44-2.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's been a long wait indeed, but finally we are here. And first, before I say, is to congratulate the gallant lady for having been given the chance to be a whip. Geza Geza, you're welcome to the leadership of the House, and it will be a pleasure to serve and learn from you. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the Provincial Standing Order 44-2A, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 13th August 2024, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, as members are aware, the House is scheduled to proceed on its long recess tomorrow, Friday, 16th August 2024, and thereafter resume regular sittings on Tuesday, 17th September 2024. I wish to commend the leadership of the House committees and members for the dedication and cooperation exhibited in the session so far. This has enabled the House to conclude critical business, including the Appointments Committee, which put in place a new cabinet, and this House that approved it. And even yesterday, we passed the two other nominees, waiting for one more. And many bills that have come here that have passed through committees, and chairs have been very, very good at their work. And I want to thank every member for the dedication that this House has passed critical business in this House during this session. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to say thank you to everybody. Honorable Speaker, with regards to the business for Tuesday, which is today, 17th September 2024, when we, the coming Tuesday, when we open, the first Tuesday when we open, Honorable Speaker, when we resume our sittings, the House is expected to consider the second reading of the coffee bill. We've been expecting that we expected the coffee bill yesterday, it didn't come. Today, I'm not so sure whether we'll be able to reach there, but it's evident, Honorable Speaker, then we will have the first reading of the coffee bill then, and the equalization fund. The equalization fund is an important piece of legislation that will unlock a lot of money that goes to the marginalized area as efficient in our constitution. So, Honorable Speaker, there's an important piece of legislation, especially those that are affected, that need to get the equalization. And Honorable Speaker, if not concluded today, these two bills, therefore, we expect them to come on the Tuesday, 17th of September. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, debate will also be undertaken on the following motions should they not be concluded today, which we are very certain they will not be concluded, so they will come there on 17th of September. A report on enhancing reporting of parliamentary business online platforms, report on the consideration of the Consolidated Fund Services expenditure for the Supplementary Estimates 1 for the financial year 2024. This is an important piece of legislation, Honorable Speaker. I wish we'd had the time to actually dispose of it today. Report on consideration of the public petition on funds spent contrary to provisions of Article 2223 of the Constitution. Report on the implementation status of reports on petitions and resolutions passed by the House. Report on the alleged unfair trade practices by foreign investors in Kenya. Second, report on employment diversity audit in public institution, report of the extraordinary session of the 6th Pan-African Parliament, PAP, and lastly, consideration of the reports on the financial statement of state corporations, Nyanza region. Honorable Speaker, as I wind up, allow me to inform the House, the Honourable members, that pursuant to the provisions of Standing 29(1), Honorable Speaker, the House may be recalled for a special sitting to consider critical businesses that may arise during the recess period. Honorable Speaker, so I want to put members on the alert that as we go on the recess beyond the alert, that it is possible that we may have a special sitting that members may be recalled for important critical business that we must transact. So as you plan your schedule, remember that this is a possibility. Honorable Speaker, again, as in addition, I wish also to remind the House of the resolutions passed on the 14th of February 2024, which allows the Speaker to refer any business determined to be of priority to the relevant committees for consideration. In this regard, any messages or papers received during the recess shall be referred to the relevant committees based on priority, nature of the business. For now, Honorable Speaker, allow me to wish all members a restful recess period. As you engage with your families, take your time, spend time with families, with the constituency. We've had a tumultuous time, and it is time to go back to the constituencies, Honorable Speaker, and work with the people, be on the ground, listen to them, get their views, so that we can cool the embers of the fires that we have just had in this session. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, the House Business Committee will reconvene on Tuesday, 17th September 2024, to schedule business for the rest of that week. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. Thank you very much, and I wish everybody quick recess, but this is not, it does not mean that we are not continuing with business of the House. We will continue until the end of the day, Honorable Speaker. And I think we have enough quorum to transact business. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Deputy Majority Leader. Next order.
Order number 10, the Mung Beans Bill. Second reading. Order number 10, the Mung Beans Bill, Senate Bill number 13 of 2022. Second reading.
Haraka.
Thank you.
The Honorable
Thank you very
Manyora
much.
first.
Yes, thank you very much. Before the points of order is taken, Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving this opportunity to debate on this particular bill, which is before the House, and which bill we started debating yesterday, a Senate bill. The bill originated from the Senate, and it is vitally important to note that this morning we woke to very sensational reporting by one media house on the Mung Beans Bill, popularly known as the Dengue Bill, and in American English, it's actually the Green Grams Bill. Madam Speaker, the Mung Beans Bill originates from the Senate. It was debated in the Senate. It was actually brought to this House, and we have to consider it in accordance with the standing orders of the House as to whether we are going to adopt the bill
What is
and
out of order,
agree with the Senate.
Order, Honorable Member for the Haraka. I know you are very enthusiastic on this subject, just as many
Honorable
members
Speaker.
are, but I have a point of order by the Honorable Wilberforce Ondo, Member for Funyula. What is out of order, Honorable Member?
Honorable Speaker, my good colleague is debating a very important bill that touches the lifestyle of so many people. Now, when looking around the House, Honorable Speaker, and standing order 35, obviously we don't have the quorum to debate such an important bill, and I therefore seek your guidance that under standing order 35. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I recess.
Once he says that the House, there is no quorum, the only thing that I can do is to order that the bell be rung for 10 minutes. Honorable members, you know that when the bell is being rung, our house do not, our standing orders do not allow you to leave. So I request that you stay inside the chamber. We see whether we can raise quorum.
Imepungua, yani wabunge wanahitajika kuwa 50 katika ukumbi wa bunge la taifa kati ya wabunge wote 349, na hivyo basi kengele inaendelea kukirizwa ili kuhamasisha wabunge wengine zaidi kuingia ukumbini na kujaza idadi inayohitajika ya wabunge hao 50. Kwa sasa bunge la taifa limekuwa likishughulikia hoja kadhaa ambazo zimeorodheshwa kwenye ratiba ya bunge la taifa leo alasiri. Na hoja ya kwanza kwenye ratiba ya bunge la taifa leo alasiri ni hoja ya kuidhinisha ripoti ya kamati ya uhasibu wa akaunti za pesa za umma kuhusu kutafuta huduma za nje za ukaguzi wa afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali kwa miaka ya kifedha 2022-2023, 2023-2024 na 2024-2025, na kuambatana na kifungu cha 226 sehemu ya 4 cha katiba na sehemu ya 43 ya sheria ya ukaguzi wa hesabu za umma kuteua kampuni ya PKF Kenya LLP kutoa huduma za nje za ukaguzi kwa afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali kuhusiana na shughuli za wasibu za afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali kwa kipindi cha mwaka 2022-2023, 2023-2024 na 2024-2025. Taarifa za kifedha za mpango wa mikopo ya nyumba na magari ya wafanyakazi wa afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali kwa miaka ya kifedha ya 2022, 2023, 2023-2024 na 2024-2025. Kisha mswada nambari 35 wa mwaka 2024 wa marekebisho ya pili ya sheria ya mapato hapa nchini unatarajiwa kusomwa kwa mara ya kwanza. Aidha, wabunge watashughulikia mswada nambari 13 wa mwaka 2022 kutoka bunge la Senate kuhusu zao la ndengu. Ni mswada unaodhaminiwa kwa pamoja na Mheshimiwa Paul Nzengu. Kisha wabunge watashughulikia hoja ya kuidhinisha ripoti ya kamati ya upeperushaji wa matangazo ya shughuli za bunge na maktaba kuhusu suala la kuimarisha upeperushaji wa matangazo ya shughuli za bunge kwenye mifumo ya dijitali. Kadhalika, wabunge wataendelea kujadili hoja ya kuidhinisha ripoti ya kamati ya madeni ya umma na ubinafsishaji iliyochunguza huduma za hazina ya pamoja ya makadirio ya ziada ya kwanza ya mwaka wa kifedha 2024-2025. Wabunge pia wanatarajiwa kuendelea kushughulikia mswada nambari 10 wa mwaka 2023 kuhusu sekta ya kahawa. Mswada huu uliwasilishwa kwa pamoja na kiongozi wa wengi katika bunge la taifa. Wabunge pia wanatarajiwa kuendelea kushughulikia hoja ya kuidhinisha ripoti ya kamati ya rufani za umma iliyochunguza rufani ya umma nambari 4 wa mwaka 2022 kuhusu pesa zilizotumiwa na serikali ya kitaifa kinyume cha kifungu cha 223 cha katiba. Kadhalika, bunge la kitaifa litashughulikia hoja ya kuidhinisha ripoti ya kamati ya utekelezaji iliyochunguza ripoti ya kwanza kuhusu hali ya ripoti za rufaa na maazimio yaliyopitishwa na bunge. Wabunge kadhalika wataendelea kujadili hoja ya kuidhinisha ripoti ya kamati ya biashara, viwanda na vyama vya ushirika iliyochunguza madai ya wawekezaji wa kigeni hapa nchini kufanya biashara kwa njia ya unyanyasaji. Vilevile wabunge wanatarajiwa kushughulikia hoja ya kuidhinisha ripoti ya kamati ya uwiano wa kitaifa na fursa sawa kuhusu ukaguzi wa kubainisha iwapo nafasi za ajira zimetolewa kwa wote bila ubaguzi katika taasisi zote za umma. Aidha, wabunge wataendelea kushughulikia hoja ya kuzingatia ripoti ya ujumbe wa Kenya katika kikao kisicho cha kawaida cha bunge la 6 la bara Afrika kilichoandaliwa mjini Midrand, Afrika Kusini kuanzia tarehe 20 hadi 27 mwezi Machi mwaka huu. Wabunge watashughulikia mswada nambari 14 wa mwaka 2023 kutoka bunge la Senate kuhusu usimamizi wa hazina ya usawazishaji ambao unatarajiwa kusomwa kwa mara ya pili. Na msikilizaji, matangazo haya moja kwa moja yanakujia kupitia KBC Radio Taifa Sauti ya Mkenya na runinga ya KBC Channel 1, lakini kwa sasa hamna shughuli inayoendelea katika ukumbi wa bunge la taifa baada ya kukosekana kwa idadi ya kutosha ya wabunge ili kuweza kutekeleza majukumu yake kuambatana na katiba ya taifa letu la Kenya na pia kuambatana na kanuni za bunge la taifa. Ni saa 11:15 saa zetu za kanda ya Afrika Mashariki. Na iwapo basi umefungulia redio yako kwa mara ya kwanza, unapata matangazo ya moja kwa moja kutoka KBC Radio Taifa na runinga ya KBC Channel 1 kwa ushirikiano na kitengo cha matangazo ya bunge, yani PBU. Jina langu ni Tilio Ismail Marco, na kwa sasa kengele inaendelea kukirizwa ili kuwawezesha wabunge zaidi kuingia ukumbini na kujaza idadi inayohitajika ya wabunge 50 kati ya wabunge wote 349 ili bunge la kitaifa liweze kutekeleza majukumu yake ambayo ni pamoja na utunzi wa sheria, uwakilishi wa maeneo bunge mbalimbali na pia utathmini wa utendakazi wa serikali. Unaendelea kusikiliza KBC Radio Taifa na kutazama runinga ya KBC Channel 1, na wabunge wanaendelea kuhamasishwa kurejea kwenye ukumbi. Na muona kwa sasa mbunge wa Seme Dr. James Nyikal ameingia ukumbini, na msikilizaji, kengele inaendelea kukirizwa ili kuwawezesha wabunge zaidi kuingia ukumbini na kujaza idadi ya wabunge 50 kati ya wabunge wote 349 ili bunge la taifa liweze kutekeleza majukumu yake kuambatana na katiba na kuambatana na kanuni za bunge. Kwa sasa anamuona Mheshimiwa James Nyikal akishauriana na Mheshimiwa Wamboka, na wao ni baadhi ya wabunge wachache ambao kwa sasa wamo ndani ya ukumbi, huku kengele ikiendelea kukirizwa ikiwa ni dakika 17 baada ya saa 11. Kuna shughuli chungu nzima zilizoorodheshwa kwenye ratiba ya bunge la taifa leo alasiri, ikiwa ni siku ya mwisho kabla ya bunge la taifa kwenda kwenye likizo kuanzia wiki ijayo. Na hivyo basi kwa sasa kuna shughuli chungu nzima zilizoorodheshwa kwenye ratiba ya bunge la taifa leo alasiri. Hoja ya kwanza ikiwa ni hoja ya kuidhinisha ripoti ya kamati ya uhasibu wa akaunti za pesa za umma kuhusu kutafuta huduma za nje za ukaguzi wa afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali kwa miaka ya kifedha ya 2022-2023, 2023-2024 na 2024-2025, na kuambatana na kifungu cha 226 sehemu ya 4 cha katiba na sehemu ya 43 ya sheria ya ukaguzi wa hesabu za umma, kuteua kampuni ya PKF Kenya LLP kutoa huduma za nje za ukaguzi kwa afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali kuhusiana na shughuli za uhasibu za afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali kwa kipindi cha mwaka 2022-2023, 2023-2024 na 2024-2025. Taarifa za kifedha za mpango wa mikopo ya nyumba na magari ya wafanyakazi wa afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu wa hesabu za serikali kwa miaka ya kifedha 2022-2023, 2023-2024 na 2024-2025
have expired. Thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable members, and the time being 5:19 p.m., this House stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 17th day of September 2024 at 2:30 p.m. Thank you.
We tread with excellence. We stand tall while others crumble, confident in a broker who's as strong as you are. Trade with unmatched financial security. Excellence, born to trade.
Discover even-toned glowing skin. The new Glycolic Bright range from L'Oreal Paris. Step 1. Cleanse and exfoliate your skin with the glowing daily cleanser foam to remove dullness. Step 2. Gently apply